Hey everyone, my name is Young Falcon and welcome to this quick look at Alex Kidd in Miracle World DX for the Nintendo Switch. Shoutouts to Merge Games for lobbing me over a review code, and yeah, I can't wait to talk about it with you guys. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. For those that are uninformed, it is a remaster/remake of the classic 8-bit Sega Master System Alex Kidd, and yeah, they do a really faithful job of keeping it true to the Master System's roots, but giving it a shiny new fresh coat of paint that makes this game stand out and look absolutely jaw-dropping incredible. I think the visuals on display are really awesome. They have some great lighting, the sprite work is absolutely impeccable, and the moving holds on enemies and stuff just really give them this sense of life that you don't really get with other remasters, especially for such a good price tag of $20. Definitely gives me Wonder Boy remake vibes, and definitely gives you like the Monster Boy, I guess .emu kind of titles. Like, yeah, they definitely know what they're doing here, and they have something really awesome on their hands in terms of the graphical fidelity. My favorite level was the mountainous lava level. I think that one really stood out when it came to its lighting and the way the enemies looked, and the way the fire would react with the floor and stuff underneath you. Like, that stuff just looked very well handled, and it really was a highlight for me. So for that alone, I mean, it's pretty worth the purchase. Moving on from that, the gameplay of Alex Kidd is well, it's Alex Kidd. It's still a little rough in my opinion. You could tell that they didn't do too much to mess with the controls or mess with the feel of the game for the Master System / arcade version. It's still very slippery, kind of floaty. Hitboxes are a little on the jank side. One hit kills galore. It is a bit of a frustrating 8-bit romp. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you guys, but I'm not going to put too much of tack on the developers because they did put things in there to circumvent that with the infinite life system with no penalties. If you don't want to deal with the, infinite lives and dying, you can just turn it off. But if you are like me and you just kind of want to get through the game and not deal with you constantly getting one-tapped over and over, having to restart a whole level and whatnot and not have checkpoints, you could use the infinite life system. On top of that, just as I mentioned, they have some really generous checkpoints, so yeah, I can't get too mad at the game for trying to make it more accessible to newcomers or people that are returning to the franchise but don't want to deal with all the 8-bit nonsense that was there with the Master System version. Yes, I do wish they would actually sit down and focus a little bit more on the controls. It does feel a little slippery at points, and some enemies and bosses have hitboxes that are borderline non-existent. It feels like you need special items in order to take them on, if that makes sense. But other than that, I mean, it's a pretty faithful remake and there's not really much else to say. I think it's a standout time, a really great title, and well worth the purchase if you're a fan of the Alex Kidd franchise, or potentially if you want to see a brand new one in the series. One thing that I do wish that they did kind of take out completely, though, was the rock, paper, scissors stuff. It is still really janky, really kind of hard to guess what they're going to do, and it does bog the sense of the gameplay down quite a bit. The pacing definitely has a lull when it comes to any RPS segments. Thankfully, it is very fun and kind of bombastic with the way the presentation's handled and the UI and everything. I think it looks pretty sick in my opinion, and I don't really mind it, but I can see how it gets frustrating for players that aren't really into that kind of thing. So I wish there's a way to just like skip it, kind of like how you can skip puzzles in Ratchet and Clank or something like that. Something that would be really cool. Moving on, finally, I just thought it was nice. It's a really faithful remaster / remake of Alex Kidd. It's nice that we have a piece of Sega's history completely preserved, not only in this brand new art style that Merge Games has done, and the work over there is phenomenal, but also if you press a button, you'll fast swap over to the 8-bit version, which is really cool. So we have both a really standout port of the 8-bit Master System game, and we also have a really faithful remaster with beautiful new sprite work and some pretty banging music. Yeah, I really do recommend Alex Kidd. It's a pretty low price tag. If there's nothing too big on your radar coming out in June, we're entering that lull period. This is one that you definitely want in your library, especially if you're a fan of retro gaming, and especially if you're a Sega fanatic like myself. Great job to everyone over at Merge Games, and I had a pretty good time with it. Looking forward to playing more of the titles that they have coming up, and also looking forward to see what else Sega is going to do with some of their former mascots in the future. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, and of course subscribe down below. If you want to keep up with my shenanigans, follow me over at Twitch and Twitter.com, and well, all that stuff will be in the link in the description. You guys all stay awesome, have a wonderful day, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.